channel. It's been a hot minute since I filmed a video. I've been just swamped with uni work and all of the coursework that's due in, but finally everything's kind of cleared up now and I have literally nothing to do, so I have no excuses. I have to make another video. It is lockdown number 3 in the UK, so I literally have had no uni work. I was meant to be in Southampton on a field course doing some cool boat stuff, but that got cancelled because of COVID, so I literally have nothing to do. So the only logical thing I did was to take a box of bleach to my hair, but we're not going to talk about that. So today I thought we would do a how to take notes for revision kind of style YouTube video, because I've been posting a few videos on my Instagram of my university notes and people seem to like them, so I thought this might be a good idea to just show you kind of how I take notes for uni. There are different kinds of learners, so you're kind of split into like 4 categories. So you can be an audio learner, so that's when you can listen to information and that's how you learn. So you can just sit there, listen to a lecture, listen to a recording of you talking about your notes, and that's the best way for your brain to learn. I am not an audio learner, it doesn't go in for me at all that way, but some people are. You can be a visual learner, so this is when you need it physically displayed in front of you with pictures, diagrams, infographics. That's how you learn. You can memorize shapes and you can draw pictures instead of words, and that can be how you learn instead of just like writing or listening to things. You can be a kinesthetic learner. This means that you learn by doing things, so it's like trial and error. So the best way for you to learn about something instead of just writing about it or listening to it is to actually go out and do that and then learn from what you did. Or you can be a verbal learner. This is when you learn by basically speaking or telling someone else how you do things, almost like teaching or just, you know, speaking what you've learned and explaining it to someone else. So first off, before you do any revision or you take any notes, you're better off working out what kind of learner you are, because this will help you the best. So basically it's better for you to just figure out what kind of learner you are, so you can build a revision resource or a revision timetable around how you learn, because there is no point doing a revision style that I say or someone else tells you is best if that's not how you learn. I'm more of a visual learner, so I need lots of diagrams, it all spread out nicely. I remember for like GCSE and A-level I'd make these massive posters with loads of diagrams, loads of colour, and I could, in the exam and just wherever, I could just remember exactly where everything was on the page, and I could remember the pictures and the colours I used for that and where it was, where I'd put it on the page, and that was just really easy for me to remember bits of information, because I could be like, oh, it was on that poster in that corner, it was in that colour and it had that diagram, and then I could remember the information along with that. So that's just how I learn. It might not be the same for you, or it might be, I don't know, but this is just what works best for me. So if you're learning things like equations, mathematical formulae or quick definitions, flashcards are amazing for that. I use them quite a lot at university, especially when we're doing biogeochemistry. We had lots of equations that we had to memorize, so I found it a lot better to put them on flashcards as well, where you could literally just test yourself by flicking through the flashcards. If you don't want to buy flashcards, you can get free flashcard apps on your phone. I use these all the time for A-level as well. Chegg and Quizlet are really good apps for that, so you can make your own flashcards, you can share them with your friends. So I could make a revision resource on like one topic, and my housemate who does the same course as me could make another like set of flashcards on another topic, and then we could share them with each other. So we've half the workload, but we've got everything we need for that exam. It's also great because you can give them to your friends or family and they can test you on your flashcards. My mum used to do this for hours with me, bless her. She used to just sit there and I'd make her go through all of my flashcards with me. Okay, so normally what would happen is I would have a lecture. I would then go to my lecture on my cool little fold-up bike. Lectures are normally 2 hours long. I don't have any 1 hour lectures, so I'd just go to my lecture. I would take my laptop with me and I'd have all the lecture PowerPoint open on my laptop so I can just look at them, because I have glasses and I just can't see what's happening half the time. And basically I would just take a notepad and pen, and I would literally just write down as much as I possibly could in those 2 hours. They go so quickly, the lecturers just speed through everything, so you literally have to be constantly scribbling stuff down, okay? And it's a lot of content to take in for the first time ever. This is the first time you're hearing all of this information. It's so much to take in. You normally don't understand like half the stuff they're saying. You literally are just there going, wow, this is incredible, I've got to write this all down. You do miss some stuff sometimes, you don't hear everything, so it's fine, you just got to write down as much as you possibly can, and it's just kind of a speed marathon of writing and your hands are cramping, but by the end of it you've got it all down. Luckily, I know my university does this, but I don't know, it's not the same for every uni, but even before COVID, my uni would record all of their lectures and then upload them onto the university's like portal, so when I got home, speed cycle home, I would then listen to the lecture again. So in case I missed anything and I didn't write everything down, I could always like re-listen to the lecture and go through it again, just to make sure that I had all of the information down there. A 2-hour lecture would probably take at least 4 hours to do this for, so it takes a lot of time, but trust me, it's so worth it, for me anyway. I know everyone revises differently and learns differently, but this was just how I got through everything, and I found it really, really easy for me to learn like this way. Okay, so we're doing a voiceover, which is kind of terrifying, but we're gonna go with it. So the first thing I do is I write the module name in black letters at the top and underline it, so it's really clear when you flick through your notes what belongs to what module. Then I take a big thick Sharpie pen and I write the heading in that colour. I always choose like 2 contrasting colours, so like blue and orange, as they really stand out with the headings. Then I'll take a fine tip pen and I'm going to write down everything that comes under that heading in that blue pen, so anything that comes under importance. Also, by the way, I got all of this information that I'm writing down now from the National Geographic webpage, so I just thought that would be the best way to write these notes. Okay, so when it comes to diagrams, I take out a pencil, and here I'm just sketching a really weird looking blue whale. It's under pressure, it looks really, really bad. But oh well, you get the idea. But here is this weird looking blue whale, so I just sketch that in pencil, and then to make it fun, I'm going to add in some colours. I just use this as an excuse to colour in pretty much, but yeah, so I just colour in the whale, and then I'll take another darker pen just to outline it so it really stands out and to add any detail that I want. This bit takes a while because I'm just fussy and I just don't want to do any more work, so I'm just going to colour in for a bit. But yeah, you get the idea. I just like diagrams as well because it kind of helps me remember, so when I colour in I'm trying to think about what I just wrote. So I just think it just helps me remember personally, but that's just because I'm a bit of a visual learner. So yeah, I'm just going to outline it in a felt pen so it stands out, and then I'm just going to procrastinate even more and just add even more detail. But yeah, and then I'll just write in black what I just drew, so I just do a blue whale. So basically I like to split the page into like 4 columns, and then I've done this so many times I kind of know where to stop writing, but initially if you wanted to do this you could just use a ruler and like draw some guidelines so you don't go too wide on some sections. But yeah, and then I'll have a next heading which I can write again in the Sharpie underneath, and then carry on in that blue colour. But when it gets to the next column, I just like to change colours completely, so I'll pick a completely different 2 sets of colours so again they really stand out and you can really distinguish what column's what. So here I'm just going to write about a narwhal for a bit, just so you get the gist of the idea. And again, I just do that in a different colour so it really stands out. And then if I want to draw any more pictures, I can. And I basically do this until the page is full and I have 4 columns of information with diagrams. And then I find it's much more manageable because it's split into chunks, it's really easy to digest, and it just looks visually pleasing as well. And then I'll show you some clips at the end of what it looks like when it's all done, all together. And I'll show you some notes from my notebooks that I've made before. I left some notebooks at uni, so I only had these 2 at home with me. But yeah, I mean, this just really works for me. It's very dependent on how you learn, and obviously this takes a lot of time. You know, my lectures are about 2 hours each lengthwise, and then it probably takes me a minimum of 4 hours to go and do it like this. But I just find that this is just the way that's worked for me through my GCSEs, A-levels, and now at university. I mean, I've adapted it a little bit every time, but I consistently just go back to making posters and using lots of colour, which is just how it works. But yeah, you get the idea now of how it works, and hopefully that's clear for you guys to understand, and I will show you what it looks like when a whole page is complete. Okay, so that was the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. I mean, if there's any other questions that you have, write them down in the comments below, or you can message me on Instagram and I will try and get back to you. But I hope this was helpful, and I also hope you guys are doing safe and well during the pandemic. It seems to be never ending, but hopefully it won't be long now before it's over. I'm really grateful for everyone being so kind and just positive all the time. On like these platforms, it's just really uplifting in these horrible times, so I am really grateful for everyone who watches these videos. It means so much to me. But yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.